inspiring spiritual transformation as a vibrant, diverse, and inclusive community. And it is with that same presence that I invite you to share in our statement of being. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. This would be a really great time to silence your cell phones if you haven't already. And this is when I would like to invite anyone that's new for the first time or the first time in a very long time to Unity of Wichita. We have a gift for you. If you look in the seat behind you in person, the seat in front of you, there is a packet. And on the front of that packet is a connection card if you would like us to stay in touch with you so you know what's going on, which if you're from Wichita or you're from a different state, and you're interested in staying connected with Unity of Wichita, please fill that out, as we do offer many online and virtual opportunities to connect. When the offering plate comes around, I would invite you to put that connection card in the offering plate, as that is your gift to us this morning. So, I invite you to look around, see who's here, look at each other, see beyond the physical, seeing into the very hearts and minds of each person. And then I want to invite you to imagine that person that you always think to yourself, man, I think they would really love to be supported by Unity teachings. And I invite you to think of that person. Just imagine them in your heart. And at this time, I'd like to invite us to bless one another, all those that are new to this morning, and those with whom we would love to share this. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ as you, just as you are. And at this time, I'd like to invite you to stand as we share in a congregational song.
There is indeed no lack. I believe there is no want. No lack, because God is source. God is power. Everything we need is available. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Give me everything I need. One more time, love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. How about joy? Joy is my source. Joy is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I I need. Let's do it again. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Peace gives me everything I need. Peace gives me everything I need.
Whew. Thank you so much. And so this morning I would like to invite the young people to come forward before they go into youth church as we share a blessing with them. You know, all of us have that youth in our heart and in our experience. And we have those young people in our lives who we celebrate. So I invite you to add them into your heart this morning as we share the same blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ as you, just as you are. Thank you. Have a great time. So this morning, we have a few prayer requests. One is for continued prayer for Lila Bone, as she has been released from the hospital following her surgery last week, but she is continuing to recover, so let's continue to hold her in prayer. I'd also like to invite you to continue to hold Martha Hopper, Eleanor Ferris's mother, and her family in your prayer. She continues to be in the recovery unit, and we want to affirm the health, peace, and comfort of God in her midst. Finally, I would like to invite you to hold the family of Larry Golka. He's a new member here. Some of you may know who he is. More commonly, you may know him as my mother-in-law's boyfriend. Right, there you go. And so his mother is currently been added into the hospice care unit in her hometown. So we want to hold he and his family in our prayers. Again, affirming that comfort, peace, and the support in knowing that God is always there. So I'd like to invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and call upon the awareness of the presence of the God that you understand, the God that you know and share space with. For it is that presence of God that draws us ever closer to the inner knowing of the divine wisdom and presence of the Christ. It is through this presence that we affirm the truths of wholeness, health, love, and understanding. For we know that it is each one of these is our divine gift. This inherent knowing that we are the children of God. We are fully supported. And we know that all of those for whom we hold prayers, they are touched by this presence, by the comfort and the gentle knowing that wherever God is, all is well. That space wherever we are God is. And we hold for just a moment all of those prayer requests in our own hearts, spoken and unspoken, in a moment of silent prayer. We affirm the peace, the presence, and the power of God in our lives. We are so very grateful. And in the name, the nature of the living Christ within, we say together, and so it is. Amen.
Teach me thy laws, thy ways of thy statutes, and I will keep them until the end. Just give me understanding, and I will keep thy laws. I shall uphold them until the end. Teach me all thy laws. Teach me thy laws. Teach me thy laws. Thy laws. Teach me, Master. Teach me how to love. Teach me, Master. Teach me how to pray. Teach me how to walk every day. And I shall uphold them with my whole heart.
This morning, as we enter into our time of meditation, I'm going to throw a curveball at you. You won't see it on the screen. So as we share in our affirmations this morning, I invite you to simply repeat it after me, but take your time. Feel each word as it resonates in your heart and in your throat. Feel the power in that space. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. Deep breath. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. The sweetness of spirit surrounds me. The sweetness of spirit surrounds me. Another deep breath. The sweetness of spirit surrounds me. I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Allow your breath to be natural and free. You don't have to pay close attention. Just be aware that your body, your mind, and your spirit are all coming into perfect alignment together. I invite you to take a deep breath in this moment, and as you exhale, allow your attention to move ever so gently into the center of your being. It is with grace and ease that we drop into this space. And it is in this space that as we breathe into the knowing that we are, each one of us, a brilliant and beautiful child of God. Perhaps that word is a challenge and we say simply, I am a child of unconditional love. I am a child of pure being. My name means something. My presence is important. Every moment that I move through this world, I have a belonging. I belong to that very presence of divine love that I know. I belong to the Father. I belong to the Divine Mother. I belong to the pure substance underlying all things. I have compassion and forgiveness for all those whom I've shared my life. I carry compassion and forgiveness for all of those whom I see as having done harm, those that I know and those that I don't know. I allow myself the compassion and the forgiveness to embrace my own heart in the mercy, the love, and the grace of the divine. In this moment, I breathe. Breathe into the knowing that there is a allness within me. My humanity dances in the presence of God. My spirit celebrates in the embrace and the illumination of this presence of God. I lift my face, knowing that as I breathe in this wonder and this power of this moment, I am whole. For I am a child of God. My neighbor is a child of God. And I am surrounded by the sweetness of spirit. I invite you to take a deep breath and let it out with a voiced sigh. Once more, a deep breath. Exhale with a voiced sigh. Feel the resonance in your throat and your chest as you bring your awareness back into the space, allowing yourself to be fully aware of that sweetness of spirit. And so it is.
Story are the voices in my head, pulling me down, chasing me around this lonely dead end. I fell on hard times, no one hears my cry. Do you think I'm crazy or just looking to get high? Or maybe I've been at war, only to come and fight some more. My tears run dry, and if I turn to you, would you look away, pretending I'm not there? Has your heart been betrayed? We've all been down before when only hope remains. I am here and I am human. I have a name. Desperate measures, born from desperate times. Holding out my hand for one more dime. Passers-by toss an empty glaze, filling my cup full of shame. Still, I don't know my crime. What I need the most, is to be seen. I'm not a hungry ghost. We're all the same when we bleed. You can help me to be freed from the ragged end of my road. And if I turn to you, will you look away, pretending I'm not there? Has your heart been betrayed? We've both been been down before, and only hope remains. I am here, I am human, and I have a name. Oh, and I have a name. I just need a hand. I'm not helpless. I'm not a label. I am more than an illness. How could you see me if you realize? But I'm still somebody's child. And when I turn to you, will you look away, pretending I'm not there? Has your heart been betrayed? We've both been down before, and only hope remains. I am here, I am human. I am here, I am human. I am here, I am human. I am here and I am human, and I have a name. I have a name. And I have a name. And I have a name.
I told you. I told you that was going to be really good. I don't know if I'm the only one, but that song is written by a woman named Angie Catt. She's a New Thought artist who participated in a songbook called 60 Songs for Social Change. And I like to see that, and I hear in my mind social change, civic engagement, that we as a community, as individuals, experience one another, right? We're not islands. Some of us think we are. We're not just in this vast sea alone. We share our entire experience with others, don't we? Whether it's that we're engaging with someone on the internet, or we're engaging with someone in our neighborhood, the grocery store, the gas station. Perhaps it's someone selling you automobile warranty. Whatever it is, we're engaging with someone else, aren't we? So we're not islands. I have been taking part in this group within the city. It's Faith Leaders for Justice. And it's a brand new program that's starting up. And I don't think anybody really knows what we're doing yet. But one of the things that we were tasked to do was to commit to giving some talks on justice in our communities. And if you guys know me, then you know that I want to get the assignment done correctly. And if I'm not 100% sure, then I get a little nervous. So I started examining what it is that we talk about in Unity. And I realized that I've been giving talks on justice for the whole time that I've been coming here, right? Because we do talk about the fact that we are whole, we are all deserving and equal of love, grace, mercy. But in full disclosure, this is one of those talks that has been consciously crafted with that in mind. So today we are talking about mercy in today's world. I don't know about you guys, but when I think about the word mercy, I see, I don't remember his name, the man in black in The Princess Bride laying on the table crying out for mercy, right? Some of you know what I'm talking about. I think about serfs and peasants crying out for mercy from the kings in our history books and literature. And then sometimes I think about the mercy that was exhibited upon those who were hungry and in need of healing and grace by Mother Teresa. The mercy that was shown by those throughout the world who have made it their mission to feed, clothe, and heal. So I had to ask, what exactly is mercy? How is it defined? And mercy is defined as compassion and forgiveness towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm. So when I cried out for mercy for my sister, who's 5 years older than me, that was an appropriate use of the word, right? Anybody have older siblings? Nobody. Are we all first children in here? Oh, okay. Sorry. Like, wow, that says a lot. So when we're talking about mercy, I feel like it's a word that doesn't get thrown around a whole lot in 2023. So I don't know that everybody knows how to feel about mercy. So what does come to mind in today's world for mercy? What comes to mind for you? Don't be afraid to shout it out or put it in the comments. I'll wait. The Mercy Project. Clemency. Huh? Nothing. Okay. How about shelter? Is that a merciful, compassionate act to make sure that someone has shelter? Is it a compassionate act to make sure that someone has food? Yes, no? Okay. Is it a compassionate act to donate to charities that do this work? Okay. Is it a compassionate or a merciful act to pray for someone? It is. How about listening to them? Have you ever been in that space where you felt so low, that you felt so unseen, unknown, unheard, that when somebody, just anybody, listened to you for a moment, that power of witnessing changed your whole experience? Being a witness to someone is one of the most powerful things we can do. That song, I Have a Name, that's the whole point of it, isn't it? That we engage with someone at their lowest and we say, "Hi, what's your name?" Not only does that give them the opportunity to claim who they are, but it gives them the opportunity to know that they have been seen. That doesn't mean that we have to dig into our pockets if we don't feel called. It doesn't mean that we have to change everything that we're doing. What it means is that we see that there is a person, someone who is valued in front of them, right? So when we talk about mercy, I wanted to see, what is it that Jesus, our way shower, right? In Unity, we see Jesus as being the perfect example of a human being who came into the understanding of his own divinity, right? How did he live this journey of mercy? So we turn to Luke 18, verses 33 through 42. And this is when Jesus heals the blind beggar, okay? So he and the disciples are walking into Jericho. And, of course, this blind beggar is there. And he's sitting beside the roadside, and he hears this crowd of people. And he asks, "What's happening?" And the crowd tells him that it's Jesus of Nazareth is passing by. And he shouts out, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." Those who were around him told him to quiet. But he shouted even more loudly. He cried out, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And Jesus stood still. So imagine that. Jesus is walking with the crowd and he hears the second cry and he stops. And he ordered the man to be brought to him. And when he came near, he asked him, "What do you want me to do?" And he said, "Lord, let me see again." And Jesus said to him, "Receive your sight, for your faith has saved you." Immediately the man regained his sight and followed him, glorifying God, and all the other people, when they saw it, praised God also. So here's this example of what Jesus did. So here at Unity, we have the spiritual practice of metaphysical Bible interpretation. And we hear this story, and on the face of it, it tells us a lot, doesn't it? It tells us that even as we are busy and going through our lives, we can stop. We can stop and we can ask, what is it that you need? Right? That's on the face of it. But when we look beneath the surface at the meanings of the names and the places, we can see that Jericho is representative of the material consciousness. So here we are in this physical world and our humanity. And this is the representation of this place that Jesus is heading. The blind man represents this darkened consciousness, this veiled consciousness. We're not seeing with the fullness of our vision, are we? Son of David, have mercy on me. David represents divine love. The expression of divine love as Jesus, Son of David. And finally, we have the statement, faith has saved you. The unseen understanding of divine love and expression, compassion as faith, overpowers thoughts and any doubts as darkness. So I imagine for a moment, if you will, a time in your life when you felt so low that you were blinded to the good, to the highest consciousness, that you were blinded to the presence and power of love in your life, right? Do you remember praying, God, fix this? God, I need this job. Save my son. Heal my mother. Right? When we are in these spaces of fear, and that's all that we can see, is the story of fear. And we cry out, divine love, have mercy on me. There's a second story that I want to share with you that you're very familiar with, but this ties into what Jesus taught in his life. So Jesus taught through some parables, and one of the most famous is the Good Samaritan. How many know that story? Most everybody in this room, but we're going to go through it just quickly. The first, before he even gets into the parable, the lawyer has asked him, what is it that I must do? And Jesus starts talking about the law, and he says that you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all of your strength, and with all of your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. So when we talk about this, we're talking about loving God as the unseen presence that we have evidence of, that we have faith in, but also the seen presence as our neighbor, as our friend, as the person in need. The seen and unseen, that is who we are called to be in service to in this law. Right?
Right.
Thank you. So this is when Jesus gets into the story of the Good Samaritan. The lawyer says, and who is my neighbor? And Jesus replied, here's a story. A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell into the hands of robbers. They stripped him, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. Now, by chance, a priest was going down the road, and when he saw him, he passed to the other side and carried on. So likewise, a Levite came, and when he came by, he passed on the other side and carried on. But a Samaritan, we should mention this. The Jewish people did not associate with Samaritans. Samaritans were considered dirty. Samaritans were considered the other. Samaritans were considered less, right? I don't know if you knew that, but that's why this is so significant. But a Samaritan, while traveling, came near him. And when he saw, he was moved with pity. He went to him and bandaged his wounds. He cleaned them. He even put this Jewish man on his own animal and made sure he was carried into town. He took him to an inn where he paid for his continued care. And the Samaritan said to the innkeeper, take care of him. Here's some money. I'll pay you more if it's necessary. And Jesus said, which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? Which one do you think? That dirty Samaritan. Right? And Jesus said, go and do likewise. Mercy. Mercy is that treatment of making sure that the immediate need is met. the immediate need. The man on the side of the road needed his wounds tended. He needed to be cared for. Quickly, we'll go into the metaphysics of this story. That from Jerusalem to Jericho, they were moving from a higher level of consciousness into a material consciousness. A shift in thinking from peace to unrest. Consider those people for whom you might have mercy, who may have moved from a space of peace to unrest. The robbers are representative of the influence of uncontrolled impulses and desires. Perhaps there's something of addiction. Perhaps there's something of illness. There are several different reasons why people move into a space of needing mercy. The priest and the Levite are representative of religious thoughts that do not translate from thought into expression. So it's that idea of knowing that I should care for my neighbor and my brother, but there's a whole other thing of actually doing it, right? And the Samaritan is the Christ in you. You'll see in parentheses that it says the Jews were unwilling to engage with Samaritans. So this is the idea that sometimes in our consciousness, the indwelling Christ is not attainable. But is that our truth? No, because the Samaritan is the one who heals. So I'd like to share with you a poem. I have to confess something too. My watch broke. So I've lost my timer. So forgive me, but this is important. So we'll go as quickly as we can. This poem is called A Selfless Heart. And I would invite you to just consider all that we've discussed this morning as you listen. This is an anonymous poem. Mercy, a quality so rare and true, a selfless heart that's always in view. A desire to ease the suffering of others and to uplift the world like sisters and brothers. It's not about fame or fortune or gain, but about the love that we give and sustain. A willingness to help those in need, to be a friend with every good deed. Mercy is selfless in every way, a kindness that touches every single day. It's a light that shines on a darkened path, a beacon of hope in a world so vast. It's the hand that reaches out to lift us up and the heart that forgives when we mess up. It's the smile that brightens a dreary day and the love that never fades, come what may. For mercy is more than just a feeling. It's a way of life that's always revealing the best in us and the love we hold for all those in need, young and old. So let us be like mercy in all that we do and strive to be selfless like the morning dew. Let us be kind and forgiving too and show the world a love so true, for mercy is a quality that never fades and a selfless heart that's always stays, a gift to give and a gift to receive, a true treasure that we all can believe. So I invite you to ask this question: how do I show mercy? Not me, you. How do I show mercy? How do we as a community in Unity of Wichita show mercy? How do you and your family show mercy? Keeping in mind that mercy is not just for those without. Mercy is for us all. Mercy is even for ourselves in the moments of need. Mercy is for the animals that we see. Mercy is for all of us. None of us are exempt. None of us are better than. So mercy is meeting that immediate need, whether it's a hug, a really good handshake, right, Jeremiah?